Welcome back. We're here at the GSL Code S Finals. So far, Life is up 3-1 against PartinG.
And that means, of course, that every game could be our last game here tonight for this entire season, in fact. Australia loves PartinG. Is that right, guys in the BarCraft in Melbourne?
Latin America loves SC2. Thank you for coming down.
Sick.
I mean, this has been a fantastic series. Even if it is a 4-1, I gotta say it's one of the better series we've had. Each game has been so good.
These guys are really pushing each other right now.
We had all of PartinG's advisors, if you will, in the booth on that break. They were all talking about, okay, what do you need to do to come back here? I mean, he has to make no more mistakes, Artosis, if he wants to recover.
Yeah, this is it. He has to 3-0 from here, and it is within his skill set to do so. Life is godly, Life is playing godly, but PartinG can bring his play up to that level. He knows how to execute it. He can actually play longer games, shorter games. He has the full range.
PartinG's had a lot of games where he either won or nearly won under very situational builds.
Yeah.
Now, normally those types of strategies tend to deteriorate as the best of 7 goes on, but he may have to dial back to those kinds of strats if he wants to win this. I don't know if Life just plays a macro game, scouts with overlords, and responds, which is what we'd say is like textbook Zerg. I don't know if PartinG can recover. PartinG might have to start doing very crazy, very risky openers.
Yeah.
If he wants to win this.
I'm worried here for him. Foxtrot Labs. There's 2 different types of spawns you can get on this map, and you know right now PartinG has his toes crossed for one of them.
Well, it's about to start. Excuse me. In fact, the game is now loading up. Life with 3 wins. The first of 4 becomes a GSL Code S champion. PartinG has to win every game from here on out, or his story ends here.
There's a pyramid of power with eyes that can see it all. Cameras to capture your image at City Hall. Realize they listen whenever you make a call. If you want a revolution, I'll really give it to y'all.
In the bottom left, in the purple, he has to turn this series around.
Yo Flash Whoops PartinG.
In the upper right, in the yellow, 1 win away.
KT Roster Life.
Whoa. Whoa, that was sick.
Look at all those Hydras in the clean.
Pretty impressive. So, we really want to keep a close eye here. How do they start this game out? Obviously, no probe was sent out immediately here for PartinG.
Yep, no, it certainly was not. And he is going for a gateway first, so this is the I don't want to lose early build so far.
And it does appear that Life is going to go for a quick hatchery.
This is some exciting stuff.
Protoss tears in the background.
All right, so first off, a couple things to note. Out of the 2 spawn sets, this is generally considered better for Protoss than the other one. A lot easier to take your natural. A lot more options with what you can do. And PartinG opening up with a gateway in his main base and a scout tells us he just doesn't want to lose anything early. This is like the safest, fastest Nexus you can get.
PartinG's been in 12 GSL Code S's in a row, and only now is in the finals. If he doesn't win here, he may never be in a GSL Code S finals again.
That is an absolute possibility. And what if he only gets to do it once every 12 GSLs? That's 4 years more he has to wait now, because we do 3 a year.
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah, we started out doing GSLs. We had the seasons more packed together, but now it's only 3 GSL Code S's a year. Only 3 people get to be crowned the greatest StarCraft 2 players of that current era.
Yeah.
If PartinG is going to win here, he has to pull out every possible trick. Not a single hiccup allowed.
Well, I wonder if he might revert into a little bit more macro play. That's something that we've seen that in the past. You know, Life has become very much better at standard Zerg versus Protoss in the late game than he used to be, but that used to be the way to kill him. And PartinG has very good standard PvZ as well. It's just, you know, we're not seeing him try it. And, oh, notice, look at this. 100 gas and he stopped mining. This is the same type of thing that he did previously against Hero in the last round.
Yeah.
So he gets the 100 gas, he waits, he sees if he needs speed. If he doesn't,
yeah, he banks it.
2 base layer for Roach Burrow movement. That's what he was doing before against Hero, at least.
Now, also important to note, and this is partially due to the early games we casted here, but we didn't get to see if Life was going to play like he did against Hero because PartinG opened up with strategies that were so crazy, so all-in-y, that we never got to see the game develop to that point, or we would actually know the real answer. So Life seems to be going towards the build that he was using to beat Hero. He crushed Hero to get to the finals here. Will this style work against PartinG? Hero and PartinG are 2 completely different Protoss's.
Yes, they really
What
so
works against Hero might not work against PartinG at all.
By the way, some of these player facts are actually quite awesome. Like, PartinG was the youngest StarCraft 2 world champion until Life won it. That's pretty sick that these two surpass each other like that. The fact that Life has won every major StarCraft 2 tournament. I guess now that just SSL was just made, he's going to have to do one of those now. But, I mean, that's pretty sick, man. Not many players can say that.
The Roach Warren started. This is definitely the build we saw from Life earlier.
Absolutely.
And it's been a little bit more popular lately.
And this is a Stargate build from PartinG.
Also, Stargate in the main. So this is so far the most conservative game that PartinG's played.
This is a completely safe build. We should see an Oracle. Will we see 2 Oracles? I actually don't think so.
Yeah, we might just have 1.
I think it'll be 1, and I think that we're actually going to see...
They've trapped the cleaning bot.
Oh, no. How's he supposed to clean?
He's not. This is going to
It's
be
like putting a
very dirty
Roomba
map.
on its back. But I think we're going to see some Void Rays this game, Tasteless, and that could be very helpful.
Void Rays here. Maybe taking a third along with that.
Yeah.
We see the Burrow coming now for Life, excuse me. So this is in many of the games that we had here, Hero lost because he couldn't deal with Burrow.
Yeah.
He just did not have answers for Burrow. Sentry's not really useful when Burrow's involved here, especially when you have Burrow
Not
movement.
as much, yeah.
Not as much. I mean, you sort of just either Burrow under it and towards your opponent, or Burrow under and away from them, depending on how the battle is going to favor which decision. So
I think he has enough information right now. He
Yeah, he
saw the
should.
hatchery at the natural wiggling, so that means either a queen or Burrow is being gotten. And I'm completely sure he went over Life's games with a fine-tooth comb.
Oh, you mean the Life Hero series? Yeah, he absolutely should have done that.
He should know exactly what's going on. Look at this. A Robo and a Void Ray. That is exactly the type of play you need against this Burrow movement.
So far, so good here for PartinG. PartinG now going to take his
Yeah.
third base with the air units he's manufacturing. He should be basically safe. But don't count Life out just yet, because Life has sniped Nexuses before. That was basically the theme here of the Hero Life semifinal series.
Absolutely. But, you know, PartinG, if there's one thing he needed to come today with an answer for, it's this build, because Life used it multiple times, and I think he's actually got a perfect answer. I can't even think of anything he should be doing differently here. This looks like absolutely is a perfect type of counter against this.
And notice he's activated the Oracle here to spot in case Burrow becomes an issue. There's an Immortal being made. He's actually shimmying over here to the left. He does force a cancel.
This
is just like what the other series looked like. However, if Protoss doesn't get on a third base pretty soon and you're just canceling Nexuses, I mean, you're not going to have a properly developed army. Even if your mineral count's low for most of this while it's going on, I mean, you're just not making stuff. You're canceling buildings. You're not developing any further. And he's going to...
He wants another cancel
here
so bad.
Yeah.
And he'll be able to get the cancel if he really commits, but that's a heavy committal that he just gave.
Yeah, crazy force fields here. The Oracle, he actually needs to act. Okay, there we go. He activates the Oracle so he can see what's underground. Now, don't forget, in the semifinals, we saw the Oracle get killed in the last game. And that was pretty bad. Now, it might not be as serious this time around since you got a quicker Robo Bay here, but that's one thing that's also going well for PartinG. He's controlled the Oracle well, and he got the Robo out a lot faster than, for instance, that last game where Hero literally had only one unit that could detect the Oracle, and he lost that and ultimately did not get into the finals because of it.
You know, this is kind of looking like the game on Deadwing where there was like 1 million Nexus cancels, but the army comp that PartinG is making during all this is much better, and the trades he's getting are much better. So I'm actually feeling okay for PartinG here, despite the multiple cancels. And look at this. He's clearing up some of this creep right now. This is actually looking totally okay. He's got Immortals out. He's getting his Twilight. He has multiple Void Rays. He has Detection.
Yeah, here he's going to come in here again. The Protoss Army's not quite in a good spot. Okay, he does intimidate the Roach Army back.
And it is...
I got to say, PartinG is playing completely fine here. We have a Warp Prism that's being built right now, so he's going to have the option to be aggressive. And that means that this game might shift in from the Life trying to stop the third Nexus from finishing into PartinG trying to stop the Zerg's fourth base from starting.
Yeah, and right now PartinG is like making this really fantastic army. His unit composition is getting better and better. He's working on upgrades slowly but surely. I am actually, you know, despite how late this third base is and the nice tactical moves we've seen from Life, he's still sitting there on only 3 bases trying to make fighting units against a Protoss that has superior tech.
Yeah, he's sort of going for this battle Zerg style, you know? He just wants to have a big, meaty Zerg army. He wants to keep having favorable exchanges with the Protoss, but PartinG has been very patient. He's been very defensive. In fact, he's not even going to use this Warp Prism to push, but actually to harass.
I think it's the right choice for this moment.
I think so.
We'll see if he can actually get any damage done with that. I love this little split up of the burrow movement roaches. It's giving him more intel and possibilities to run in, maybe snipe some probes or, you know, whatever he possibly can.
We should have a timing here from the Zerg. The Zerg is moments away from maxing out.
Yeah.
There's just a huge army here. Oh, man, really nice tag there.
You're quite right.
No
Tasteless.
surprises for PartinG in this game.
Yeah,
so PartinG sees this coming. He should just be able to hold it. But we'll see. I mean, Life's control is pretty damn good.
Life is going to try to get a huge concave here and see what he can do with that, but against 3 Immortals, this many Sentries, a Nexus Cannon, some Void Rays, I think that PartinG should be able to hold this without too much trouble.
Kind of a weird funnel here for the Protoss' army. He can't quite get a good concave there, which gives Life a little bit more wiggle room, but the question is, will Life actually further engage? He could try to get the Nexus, but I think that might go poorly.
Well, right now we do see that Life not able to really do anything.
Oh, this is smart. This is smart. He's warping in Zealots, right? He's going to be right there inside the main.
Yeah, and he has more than enough units to hold on at home right now. Not actually warping anything in over there. Really focusing on microing here, and those are some very nice force fields.
He's blinking back. He's going to get pretty low on force fields here, but it seems like he might just barely... Well, hold on. There's actually more Roaches and Hydras coming up here. No Zealots warped it over there as he's actually still scared of the sheer size of Life's army. The gateways are being torn down, which means the Zerg army is that much closer getting to the Nexus, and PartinG cannot afford to lose the Nexus.
No, he certainly cannot, but these Immortals are just crushing through the Roach count right now. Some of his probes do go down, 10 of them at the moment. He's still got a good count, though, and it looks like he is fine. He will clean this up.
Back over in the main. We don't have a shot of it yet, but I'm curious how many Zealots have actually been warped in. It appears that attack has stopped.
Yeah, he got a queen, he cut a couple drones, but that's really the end of that story. Definitely, as you said, Tasteless, he was a bit more afraid of the attack happening to him, but look at this nice burrow movement tactic there. Another one coming in towards his third base.
Is there a cannon at the third base, actually?
He probably has one warping in right now.
I'd hope so.
We didn't get to see it, but I would imagine.
Because one way Zerg can win, even though that exchange wasn't the best for Zerg, is just to kill off enough probes.
Well, right now he is paying for that with Roaches.
Yeah, PartinG cleans it up pretty easily, 150 to 150. Supplies are even. Zerg does not have a fourth base, and Zerg, by the way, is just making Roaches and Hydras. It looks like he wants to do the same thing again.
Yeah, right now, Life is really all in on this layer tech.
Yep.
He has to make burrow movement Roaches and range Hydralists to win this game. So he has to now decide, does he go for another giant concave, or does he wait for an attack and try to beat it on his own creep or in a good position on top of a ramp or something? Those are really his only options here.
It seems like for PartinG, it's just going to be the waiting game. He's the one with the more developed tech tree.
Yeah.
He's the one who's just been defending properly and playing that turtley role there.
Well, it looks like
this is a pretty scary attack here. I don't know if he can actually hold that. That is a lot of Hydras and Roaches.
It certainly is, but I mean, that's like a no man's land. If they're both standing in the center, neither of them can attack. You cannot attack up a ramp into either of those armies. So
that's true.
We see
He
little scuffles, and that's it.
He could just keep this army zoned out here, which means Life is running out of time. Life has to come up with something pretty quickly here.
And look at this, PartinG actually trying to sneak his way up the ramp, and he gets up there, gaining some of this ground.
I think this might be what Life actually wanted.
Yeah.
Life wants to do the counterattack. Oh my God! Are they going to base trade?
It's a possibility. That might be what Life wants, because straight up, this Protoss army is better. No questions there, Tasteless.
He's now going to go down here. Life on the run. Now, will Life try to commit to this attack? Or does Life come down and just go for the Nexus? Life is committing.
Oh man, great force fields there by PartinG. Blinks forward right now, starting to take down half of Life's army. Life moving around with the rest of it, but his forces are absolutely no match for PartinG.
And this is a beautiful arc here, and I think there's no way that Life is going to win this battle. Right now, Zerk behind it, supply, GG!
All right.
It's starting to happen.
Oh man, right now, PartinG brings it one game closer to a comeback. He's down 2-3 though. Life only needs to win one of the next two games.
That's right, but PartinG did win in a standard game. He played by the fundamental rules of StarCraft 2, and he proved that it can work. Life was the one who was trying to end that game maybe before he needed to. He was going for that tech tree, that style of play that's going to end the game before we go into endgame.
The defending player has won every game so far.
Yes, this is a game that's teaching you that you don't have to cheese to win.
Well, what's so hilarious about this is how ready they are for each other, because they're both very aggressive players. So whoever's using their normal style of aggressive play is getting shut down. Will that trend continue?
We have the pro gaming friends here of PartinG. That's like the super friends.
Seriously,
in there. You got all the great minds advising you. I don't believe we've seen anybody going to Life's booth this entire time.
I think he wants to be left. I mean, the kid is just straight up a genius. He knows what he's going to do. He's the best player in the world.
He is the prodigy of StarCraft 2. He really is.
More so than anyone else, he has claimed that title. So, I mean, I say just leave him. If that's what he wants, don't go in there. On the other hand,
each player has their own style, you know?
Yeah. PartinG taking his whole little group of nerds and getting that advice, those comforting words. He is a more outgoing human anyways. If one's an extrovert, one's an introvert, there you have it.
Yeah. Well, we are going to be starting this game very shortly here. I do see the players have now joined the lobby. Cheers to the Latin American StarCraft 2 scene.
That's right.
We got people from all over. Thank you.
Aww.
Excellent.
You guys are the best.
You guys are the best. Welcome to the studio. I'm sorry your friend didn't have it. I'm sorry that we don't have enough headsets here for everybody.
Yeah.
And I guess if you can hear that, let the people that don't have headsets know, because we have a lot of non-Koreans here today.
Yeah, if you don't have a headset, read my lips. Oh wait, you can't see them either because I'm in the attic.
But we're going to go start the next game, Overgrowth. And don't forget, the final map will be on Iron Fortress.
Absolutely crazy,
the map
man.
that nobody's ever seen a game of ever, because our players always thumb it down. So that would be a cool way to see this end, but
yeah,
I don't know. You can see PartinG speaking to himself in the booth, Life looking very, very serious.
Well, this game's so important, Tasteless. Iron Fortress is just crazy because we've had so few games on it, but Overgrowth, this is the most standard map in the pool. I mean, both races feel comfortable on the map. Everyone feels comfortable on Overgrowth, but you know, if it gets cut in half into Swarm host play, that becomes hard for Protoss.
It's also a map you can do a lot of different cheesy builds, Artosis.
Absolutely.
Absolutely can.
If Protoss gets over there and has their pylons in place, man, like, try to defend that third base. Try it. Let's see how that works for you.
And the game has now loaded up. PartinG needs to win this game and the next. Life is one win away. Who will become the GSL?